Good afternoon, good people, and welcome to St. Louis Organics Presents Montez at Midday. How's everyone doing on this spectacular, beautiful day here and around town? I'm telling you, this is the type of weather where you just glad you where you at and where you need to be at. That's all I gotta say on that matter. But more importantly, how's everybody doing today? And welcome to the show, good people. How we doing? It is what I like to call What It Do Wednesday and What Up Wednesday, good people. Sort of that effect a little bit, just a tad of a little bit right there on that level. But this weather, it's making you it motivates you to take that neighborhood walk. It motivates you to do something outdoors. It motivates you to get out, be festive, be all about it. But this weather is spectacular, good people. And I would like to thank you all for tuning into the show today. Thank you so much. And how are we doing on this beautiful Wednesday midday afternoon? I'm your host, Dre Montez, and we're getting closer and closer to vacation time. Yes, we are. If it's your first time tuning in, thank you so much. There are several ways you can follow the show. We have a website at www.dremontez.com. We also have a Facebook page. Hello, Facebook. Twitter at W2B Dre Montez. What up, Twitter? And also on YouTube, Dre Montez. What up, YouTube? What up, good people? And for our podcast, Who's to Blame, we have a page for that on Facebook as well. Please follow that, as we do have, you may get tired of me today, but hey, we have a high schedule today. So we have 3 shows going on today. This is show number 1. Then after this, we'll hop on and do our podcast, episode 519 of Who's to Blame. The podcast will be going live on there, on our Facebook page, Twitter, and YouTube simultaneously at about 12 noon. And then at 1 p.m., we're coming back on here, and we're going to be talking to the talented spoken word Miss Nina, who also does poetry, is an influencer here in the St. Louis and Illinois area. So we got 3 shows today. Montez at midday, Who's to Blame, the podcast, episode 519, and we're going to come back with a special engagement of Montez at midday at 1 p.m. So a lot of things going on today. So if you get tired of myself or Willie, we kind of dressed alike today. Willie and Dre up there on the show, getting it in, good people. And how are you all doing today on this magnificent day? What's going on, my brother from another in the state of Washington? Got Mickey here joining the show today. All right, good people. Let me give you your pillars and words of encouragement of the day. We're going to let it go. Ignore them. Give it time. Don't compete. Stay calm. It's on you, and laugh. I'm going to throw another one in there for you. A lot of people throw dirt on your name, and a lot of people hand you flowers. In the end, it's just dirt. All right. The words of encouragement right there. The words of encouragement go a long way. And I think a lot of people, we need those words of encouragement. Whether you win this as a team, an individual, or you're feeling alone, words of encouragement go a long way. And I want to give you some words of encouragement as we get closer and closer. Tax time. Have you filed your taxes yet? I'm trying to help you out, okay? Unlimited taxes and more. You file the unlimited way. Call 844-563-1040. It's 844-563-1040. Or stop by their location at 709 North Euclid for sure. All right, got you in the building. Trying to give everybody something up there to do. You feel important, get on somebody's patio today, whether it's Tower Pub in South City or Morgan Ford, or maybe it's Friendly in South City at 3503 Roger Place. We have afternoon baseball today. It's time for Cardinal baseball. Speaking of baseball, I know it's early in the year. We've had a few rule changes to the game. There's been some fussing. There's been some finger pointing. There's been some but it seems as though that clock is working. This time last year, there were only 4 games that were under 3 hours. Last year, there were 4 games last year. This time, 4. This year, there have only been 3 games over 3 hours. 2 of those were extra innings. The rest, we had 50 games under 2.5 hours. It's been the average game has been shorter by 27 minutes in Major League Baseball. Now, our very own Cardinals are not playing up to par as we want them to play right now, but it's the early part of the season. And as I told you before, if you're a Cardinal fan and you keep your comments to yourself, you understand, it's early in the year, it's a 162-game season. Injuries are a part of the game. There's going to be something that happens you can't control. We know that. But for the small group out there that critiques the Cardinals on every little thing, each and every game, you would think we're about to fire old Marmol. You would think we're about to trade the entire left side of the infield. If you listen to certain Cardinal fans on Twitter. But it's entertaining. It's early in the year. We're hearing names we normally don't hear. We're seeing numbers we're shocked to see this time of year. Some things are not getting old. Some things are fun to laugh and giggle about. Like who's on pace to hit 85 home runs, who's on pace to win 160 games. Things like that are funny. But it's even more funnier how irate the fans get so early in the year. 162-game season. Some teams haven't even played 20 games yet. And you have not only Cardinal Nation calling for managers and trades and a switch up and a call up and a call down. It's happening throughout baseball for sure. All right, a couple of things we're going to talk about today. I saw this in a rare segment as I was browsing through the many programs that I was watching. And it went it's a very stretchy segment what they did. And the best way I can get out of this is understanding talent. What they're trying to do is trying to figure out what is the makeup of these rare athletes, these rare actors of talent in film and television and music. Is it the upbringing? Is it the schooling? How important was the roughhousing of the poverty of the unusual circumstances that these rare talents, unusual talents grew up around, that people from authors to scientists have been trying to mimic what these unique talents and trying to understand talents and rare talents have done throughout our time here. In your lifetime, there's been research done on people that seem to have defied the odds of where they came from to what they turned out to be when it comes to being a professional on the screen, music, television, or in sports. These rare people. So there's this book that they've comprised to put together without talking to a majority of the people that are in the book. And the majority of the people, I think, no, all of the people in the book are living. It's in the early stages, and they named a few of the people. But again, it's not just the people. They're looking at more of where they grew up, what was going on in the neighborhood, in the community, also in their household. They're checking out the educational background. They're looking at everything, because sometimes the things that we're looking at what happened when they did the school transfers, that being important. What happened when they moved to a better living situation where things are more of a normalcy level for a child to be going through, instead of looking at, was there a learning situation when they were sleeping in the car that set an important ingredient up here and in here to the individual that turned out to be of unusual talent or rare talent as an athlete or an actor on the screen or in music or television. Either way, everyone has had a story. But it's the people that they put in this book. You have LeBron James, they put in there to name a few. They have Tom Brady in this book, and Tom Brady there's a lot that come from a two-parent home that share that same connection of doing something incredible. Or how did they do that? A lot of people try to put it on the fact of, was it the work ethic? Was it the fact of trying to defy the odds? Was it their work habits? Was it the fact of the determination to do better for themselves and their people around them? They're trying to put all this into a blender and see what they come out with. Because I do believe in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, they tampered with some needles and some drugs trying to make these super athletes. And that's what they're saying now, that's been done the past 15 to 25 years, that in some secret lab, they have built these athletes that are amongst us now. We never see their family. We always see an agent by them or a person that speaks for them. We never see an actual family member. Is that another conspiracy theory? In my head, yeah. Do I believe something like that can happen? Yeah, of course I can. If they can convince me that a deep fried donut with a hamburger is that damn good, I don't put nothing past nobody. I don't put nothing past nobody when I see a feat like that. But to hear it out loud from other outlets and other resources, it makes it a lot more interesting for sure. What you got on here? You never get tired of it. Appreciate it for sure. Yeah, the new clock in Major League Baseball is going up us rave reviews, Mickey. I do agree. I like on the entertainment value as far as baseball that they're giving us. So what are your thoughts on that, on understanding talent? Are you to the point, hey, some people just born that way, they were meant to play that particular sport or do that for a living, or it's in their DNA? Or do you really think there's more to it when you see these rare athletes, these rare feats of talent coming from people? I'm not talking about people that can play a violin with their hand behind their back and shit like that. I'm talking about people that actually come out here doing something. Not saying that that's not doing something. That's a unique talent. That's very unique. But you get what I'm talking about. There's some people we look at and know, and we say, this is the only fucking thing you were supposed to do. Nothing else. That's what I'm getting at right there. It's something like that for sure. Well, the NBA has us in an uproar right now. Play in, play on, tournament, in the bubble, out the bubble, Popeye's chicken, who wilding out in the club. You really sleep with your teammate's wife and you the best friend. We got all that going on in the NBA. Got to stay hydrated. The NBA is starting to sound like normal activity among people that we know, IRL, meaning in real life. Look at the behavior of NBA players this past season. And now here we are in the play-in. As a Laker fan, before LeBron, I was a Laker fan. After Mike left, I had to find somebody. His name was Black Mama, that being Kobe Bean Bryant. And I said, I'm going to stay a Laker. I'm not getting another team. I'm staying put. That dude came to my team. Last night, if it wasn't for Anthony Edwards eating all the damn Popeye's chicken, Rudy Gobert lazy ass screwing up everything, I think last night could have went a little differently. As a Laker fan, I'm glad we won. Was it a bailout by the refs? Did LeBron blow it again? Is it too much on LeBron's shoulders? Is LeBron trying to do too much for people that do not give him his crowning moment? I think if LeBron just go out there and play and damn what other people think, I think he'd be in a much better situation. But he's not designed and built that way, so it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen at all. I think that was the right thing to do, pass the ball to Dennis Schroeder. He looked like homeboy from Groove Be Chill. Looked just like him. I like the way we played the game. I did not like what we did in the first half. Very sloppy. I don't like our coach at all. I think he has to go. I don't know. He looks like somebody's uncle who's just sitting on the sideline ready to put on a wife beater. He don't look like he's engaging as a coach on the NBA threshold of coaching in the postseason and knows what he's doing. Damn them former players. Damn who you've been sitting next to. I need more proof than you sitting next to somebody with a clipboard and a suit and tie on all damn game. That is not enough. At some point, yes, I think the players are coaching themselves. It shows. The communication was way off, way out of bounds and out of pocket. But the Lakers won the game. I like the plan to a certain extent. That Atlanta Bulls game that pretty much was Rick Fox's illegitimate son, Trae Young. That's his Atlanta and One mixtape he leaving tour. It's a damn shame. Why is it in football, in basketball, you have to give up your best hope for attracting more talent young in their career in order for your franchise to have a foreseeable future? That makes the dumbest shit to me. You mean to tell me in order for the NBA Atlanta Hawks to go further, they have to give up Trae? What the hell did Danny Ferry them do to the Atlanta Hawks franchise in the front office? What's going on there in Atlanta? What is going on in Atlanta? I tell you what's going on in Atlanta. They paying $70 for a haircut. True story. $70 for a haircut. I know a lot of people from Atlanta. I've seen a lot of people from Atlanta that live in Atlanta right now. There's no damn way that haircut costs y'all $70. $70 for a haircut. Shit, no. Somebody, what's they call it? Misappropriation of funds is going on in Atlanta. Something going on. Something ain't right. Something not adding up. You can carry the 1 and the 2 and bring your line down and dot that and got your calculator. Somebody's stealing some money down there. Somebody needs to be held accountable down there. That's all I'm saying. Somebody needs to be held accountable because none of that is making sense to me. And I think the most pressured team in the NBA right now, get in there. The most pressured team in the NBA right now. Get on there. Get on there. Get in. The Denver Nuggets. Everyone's finally healthy. Potentially a 3-time NBA Defensive Player of the Year. They're the number 1 seed in the West. The most pressure is on the Denver Nuggets. Most pressure is on them. I don't see that team going to the finals. I don't. I don't see it. What does it mean winning a Defensive Player of the Year 3 times in a row? If you don't have that ring, it don't mean a thing because it ain't no chicken wing. So what does it mean? We've heard all the players for the first time ever this year tell you without a doubt, damn the regular season. Damn them awards. It's all about the chip. Okay. These are the top athletes talking there. So, okay, I'm going to leave the ball in their court, so to speak, and see if this pans out the way they say. But also, you got a lot of people saying that game last night was well scripted, meaning the Lakers. And the T-Wolves game was scripted by the refs. I hope none of the sports I like are really actually tainted to the point where they're scripting the games to a T like that. That would be very sad moving forward. It really would. And yes, I'm going to stay on the NBA side because we had the WNBA draft on Monday night. I'm sorry, last night, and I enjoyed it. Yes, I did. I enjoyed the WNBA draft. That was Monday night. I enjoyed the WNBA draft. I really did. And it comes out now that they get to have chartered flights during the playoffs. Next, you're going to tell the women they get to drink water. I just don't get how from the collegiate level to the WNBA level is that much of a difference in women's basketball. Women got a long way to go, and I hope they get some help as they get in there for sure. I hope they get that for sure. We call him the Father King. You know, everybody has its way. You know, I think the NBA drama with the playoff postseason just starting, it's going to be more things unfold considering what happened with the Dallas Mavericks at the end of the season. It's still going to be more drama in the NBA. Trust me on that level. All right. We know it's way back Wednesday. And we always like to think of things of, we wish this could have happened. Or I wish that would have happened. You ever thought about having a replay, a do-over? I don't care what sport it was, whether you played or watched it or coached it. Is there one particular replay you want to do over? Let me get that over. Let me get that. Let me get that game over again. That play, that quarter, that moment, that game, that at bat. Let me try to catch that ball again. Let me get that matchup again. There's some things. It has to do with the movie The Best of Times with Robin Williams and Kurt Russell, where they want to replay a game from high school, and the whole town gets involved. See, that's some shit like that. Is there a game, or you think where you live at, they'll be down to relive that moment again? We sit in Hollywood all the time. There's always a town they replay the old high school game when dad was a halfback and your mom was a cheerleader, and they met and fucked and made the two of you. But the game itself, to bring back that nostalgia, I'm trying to think if there's one out there that could bring a whole nation together. Who wants to see that game again? It's not going to end the same way, but to see that matchup again, do you want the same outcome or the chance to relive that play? Hollywood does a great job at it. But I think with all the sports history here in St. Louis and Illinois, I'm quite sure there is a game that someone, maybe you or someone you know, or maybe you were there and probably forgot about it. I want to get that game again. I want to replay that game. Maybe it's a football game from the days of yesteryear. You played Pop Warner football, even high school, or even some college. Whatever level of sport or game you played, do you want to replay? We can go deeper. You want a replay of a relationship. You want a do-over. Maybe you can do better. You learned your lesson. Now that I know what the fuck happened, let me go back in here and do this again. I mean, you figure like this. Since COVID, there have been more people get back together since COVID than starting over with a completely new partner. I'm going to say that again. There have been more people to give love a chance since COVID, again, meaning get back with an ex-partner, than starting over. I saw that this morning. I was like, whoa. That's some deep, heavy shit. The more and more you think about it right there, for sure. It is What Up Wednesday, What It Do Wednesday. It's your boy, Dre Montez. It's the St. Louis Organics presents Montez at midday. And we're talking some things, getting to know one each other, as we always do. Talking about the understanding of that rare, talented athlete out there, or artist. Also, the NBA play-in last night. What'd you think? WNBA draft. What'd you think? I like the old school WNBA players from back in the day, right before the league started, that was into his house. Yeah, I like that. Let's replay that. Maybe it's a game you want to get. I want to get that over again. Let me get a do-over. Let's replay that. Or it could be that taste that love. You want another shot at love again with that same person. Let's replay it. Let me hit rewind. We're gonna do this over because now I know. Could be all kinds of levels out there. But you just never know, man. Hollywood keeps me on my toes when it comes to that for sure. Tell you one thing, we're going to take a little break here and come back with a little more conversation from what else I found out up here in the old noggin of mine that we call the natural hairstyle. Smoke them if you got them. We're going to take a short break. A word from my sponsor, Mountain Man Scrub. Great for your hands, elbow, feet, and that tramp stamp. Bring that 4K resolution back today. Be right back. Smoke them if you got them.
Mountain Man Scrub. As smooth as a river flows. MountainManScrub.com. Get your scrub on.
What up, the people? It's Willie and Drake. We up in there kicking it. See my little sisters on here tuned in. What up, sis? What up, sis? How you doing? Already in the building. We're getting things off our chest. Get them off our chest. Shoot your shot. Get your walk in. Stay hydrated. Me and Willie up in here doing the best we can and know how. All right. Where are we at it to? Okay. Yeah. I meant that $70 for a haircut in Atlanta. I'm not down with that at all. Not down with that at all. All right. Here's what I noticed yesterday watching television. Rajon Rondo, NBA player, looked so uncomfortable on First Take yesterday. Something was wrong. I thought he was going to blink to let us know he was not being kidnapped. He looked so uncomfortable. That is not him. Got a movie for you to check out with Dennis Quaid on Prime. It's based on a true story. It happened Easter 2009 on a wing and a prayer. You know, being on a plane, a commercial plane, and there's an issue with the pilot, you know, we think and assure that there's backup. You know, there's other people up front to help. But on a private plane, and the pilot goes out, and it's just you, and you have to land. Look here. This movie was not what I thought. I'm not going to spoil it for you. It's based on a true story. But after the movie is over, do yourself justice and read about the people. Read about the people. It's going to blow your mind. You never know what traumatic experience you can go through and survive and use that as a skill set or a life-changing career move. But check out that movie for sure. I mentioned this on Friday's show, how every video game we've played, every game we've played, the gaming movies, the video game movies out there. Some have done well, some have done horrible. But lately, this Super Mario Brothers has taken on a whole new meaning of life. And I just want to know to my Madden fans out there, we need a Madden movie. We need one. So we spent $184 billion on gaming last year. $184 billion was spent on gaming. $26 billion was made at the box office on gaming movies. Where is our justice? We need it. Somebody needs to. As I told you, we have an action-packed schedule today. We have 3 shows today. This is one down. This is the first one here. We're going to come back to you at 12 noon on Facebook, Who's to Blame, Twitter at W2B Dre Montez, and YouTube Dre Montez, as we come with you with Who's to Blame, the podcast, episode 519. Are we changing our views based on what we know now when it comes to athletes? That's what we're going to talk about at 12 o'clock here on Facebook, Who's to Blame, Twitter at W2B Dre Montez, and YouTube Dre Montez. Going to come with you with Who's to Blame, the podcast, episode 519. But guys, boys and girls, children of all ages, I would like to thank you for tuning to today's show of Montez at Midday. And as my grandpappy always told me, two wrongs don't make a right, they make a left turn. I feel you, Baker. Breaker, and we're out. Don't forget to visit the website, www.dremontez.com. As they say in the hood, I'll holler at you later. And peace. Until next time, people. We're